there's a lot of ways to do cast-ons. These are only 5. This is the butterfly long tail cast on, and the first row is knitted, and you can see that the first row, you can see one row like if it was purled. This is the butterfly or long tail cast on, but the first row I purled. So of course it's on the other side, but this is how it looks. So kind of neat. This is the butterfly or long tail cast on with my right hand, and the first row was knit. So these look this way and these look this way. So this is the knitting cast on, and this is the cable cast on right here. So you can see the difference. These are kind of loopy, and these are pretty reinforced. So this gives a lot, and this is more of a stable cast on. So I'm going to demonstrate each one of them, and let's do that. This is the butterfly or long tail cast on, but the first row is done as purl, and you can see the cast on, the stitches look slanted. It looks very pretty. So this is the way it's done. You're going to cast on your stitches the same way with your long tail cast on, but the first row you are going to purl. So be aware if you're following a pattern, if you want to count this row as the first one or not. So this is the way it's going to look. And there we go. So, and then of course this is the right side, because this is the purl side. This was the first row that I did, but it was a purl. So be aware that your first row you did as purl, but see the stitches are slanted this way. So okay, let's do the next. So this is the butterfly or long tail cast on, and you can see how it leaves, you know, like little bumps. You can see them there. See, like right there, and there, and there, and there. So it looks okay. It's just, I want you to be aware that that's the way it looks, and a lot of people like it. I do too. So this is the way it is. So you're going to pick up your working yarn, and in order to know how long your tail should be for the stitches you want, pick up your needle and go around it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 very loosely, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say I want 10. So now you have the yarn that you need on your tail to cast on the 10 stitches. So now what you want to do is that you want to make your slip knot, go around like an E with the long tail with your working yarn. Make an E and put the working yarn under that loop and pull. So now pick up your needle and tighten that stitch. Now put your 2 fingers in between your 2 strands and grab it from the bottom like so. So now you're going to go and pick up that first strand that you see from bottom to top, and then pick up the one on your index finger from top to bottom and pass it through the 2 strands on your thumb. Now let go and pull. Again, put your 2 fingers in there, grab your yarn, open your fingers, pick up that first strand that you see from the bottom to the top, pick up the strand on your index finger from top to bottom, and pass it through the 2 strands on your thumb, like so. Let go and pull. Let's do that again. Make your butterfly. Pick up the first strand closest to your body from bottom to top. Pick up the back from top to bottom and pass it through the 2 strands on your thumb. Let go and pull. And that's the way it is. Bottom to top, top to bottom, through. Bottom to top, top to bottom, and through. And then of course the first row is knitted. So you knit the first row. We'll let that one so it doesn't stay loose. And that's the way it looks. Let me show you. So that's the first row, and you can see the little bumps there, but it gives it a pretty sturdy beginning. So let's see. Here I have 2 different cast-ons. This is the knit cast-on. So it's done only by knitting. And this is the cable cast-on. So it's very sturdy. So this one is very soft. And this one is very sturdy. So let's do that. So you're going to take your working yarn and you make a slip knot. You don't need a long tail because you're just enough to weave it in later. So put your needle, make your slip knot, and put your needle, hold it on your left hand, and you're going to knit it. So you're going to knit that stitch from normal knitting. So go in there, knit it, pass, pull at that stitch, twist your needle, and put your needle from the bottom to the top. So again, you're going to pick up that stitch, the front of the stitch, like if knitting, yarn over, pass it through, pull, twist your needle, and place the stitch from the bottom to the top. Again, you're going to go and knit that stitch around, pull, twist your stitch, and place the needle from the bottom to the top. Again, go in there, knit it, pull, and then from the bottom to the top. And then once you know how to do this, it's kind of fast. So this is the knit cast on. This is the butterfly or longtail cast on, but I did it with my right hand. And then of course the first row is knitted, and there are 2 ways of doing the first row. So let's go and do that. And you're going to cast on the same as always. You're going to do your slip knot. And then you measure, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you do your slip knot. Put your needle on your left hand. And then tighten your slip knot and put your right hand right in there, like in between your 2 strands. The short tail goes in the back, the working yarn goes in the front, and then you put your fingers there, and then you're going to go from bottom to top, top to bottom, and pass through, bottom to top, top to bottom, and pass through. And that's the way you're going to cast on your stitches, but with your right hand, the same as with your left, but with your right hand. So now what happens is that you're going to have your stitches with the long leg in the back. So if you want it to look like this, then you're going to knit your stitches through the back of the loop on the first row only. So you're going to knit it through the back of the loop right there. But if you want to have a very sturdy first row, you don't want it to be too flexible, then you want your stitches to be knitted from the front. That means your stitch is going to be crossed. So knit it from the front, and that loop is going to be twisted, which gives it a very, very sturdy cast on. So it's only the first row. All the other rows are knitted normally. So you see the difference. The first 3 stitches or 2 or 3 stitches are knitted from the back, so the stitches are straight. But these stitches here are twisted, and it gives it a very, very strong cast on. So that is very, very good if you want to make like a scarf or something that you want sturdy cast on. So let's go with the others. Now the cable cast on, you cast on the same as knit with a little bit different. So you make your slip knot. You don't need to leave a long tail. Put your left needle in there, and you're going to knit that first stitch. So pull, twist, and put your stitch from the bottom to the top on your left needle. So now, instead of picking up only the front of the stitch, like you did on the knit cast on, you're going to pick up the whole stitch. So the whole loop. See it? So you pick up the whole loop, and you're going to knit that stitch, pull, and place your needle from the bottom to the top. Again, you go in between your 2 stitches and pick up the whole loop, and you're going to knit it, pull at your stitch, twist it, and put the stitch from the bottom to the top. Again, go in between those 2 stitches, pick up that whole loop, the whole stitch, knit it, pull it, twist it from the bottom to the top. Once more, we pick up the whole loop, knit it, pull it, twist it from the bottom to the top, and that gives it a very, very sturdy cast on. And then of course you knit the first row, and this is very, very nice, and like for a scarf or something like that where you do need a sturdy cast on. Well, thank you very much for watching, and please share us with your friends and like our page and subscribe, and thank you.